Hello everyone, welcome back to Bryno's World. And on this episode, I'm going to be taking a shift from what I usually do. Usually I've been making lots of great savory dishes and beverages and such. Today, I'm going to go after my sweet tooth and make some ice cream with this device here. This is most of my not really new ice cream maker. This is a thing I bought about a year or so ago. And I've been meaning to use it on this channel for quite a while, but now I've finally had the time and I finally had the recipe to use this. What recipe is that, you may ask? Well, as you can see from the title, I'm going to be making some Bailey's Irish Cream ice cream. So here's the basic plan. It's to combine these four ingredients here, half and half, which is my ice cream medium, some sugar, some vanilla extract for flavor, and finally, the star of the show, Bailey's Irish Cream. In short, I'm going to combine the ingredients together into a nice little mixture, little creamy thing, dump it into my ice cream maker, put it into the freezer for a few hours, and boom, get a nice, tasty, boozy dessert. That's the basic plan, so let's start making it. Now, the first thing I want to do is dissolve my sugar into the half and half here. To do that, I've got a pot here on the stove, and I'm going to gently heat up about a cup and a half of this half and half. In fact, it's so fresh I gotta pull the tab out. There we go. So let's measure a cup and a half of half and half. Now I'm gonna warm this up on the stovetop slightly just so that the sugar will dissolve into it easier, because we want every single grain of sugar, every single granule of sugar to dissolve in here, because it's just going to make things work a whole lot better. Now, it would just be easier for me to just dump the sugar into the cold half and half and then just whisk it until it gets all dissolved in there, but that will sort of cream up and whip up and cream up the cream that's in this half and half, and that could affect the consistency of our ice cream, which is something we do not want to do. So that's why I'm going this route here. Now, some folks would make ice cream with completely separated whole milk and whipping cream, and that's sort of the proper way to do it, but using that I would get leftovers, and I hate having leftovers in my fridge and freezer that I'm never going to use, so that's why I'm cheating and just putting it all together with a half and half. Okay, I think the milk is warm enough. It's not hot, but it's warm. It's room temperature more than anything else. That should be a good temperature to dissolve some sugar in, so I'm going to take half a cup of pure white sugar. Should probably put it over the pot first. Half a cup of sugar into our ice cream. Now we stir until everything is dissolved. Okay, I'd call that fairly well dissolved, so now I'm going to take this mixture, put it into a little bowl here. Cover it up with some foil. And then put it into the fridge to cool down to a, well, cool temperature. You may also notice at this point that I did not add any of the Baileys at this point. Well, that's because when heating stuff up, alcohol tends to evaporate at a lower temperature than normal water and stuff, so I didn't want to lose any of the boozy goodness, so I want to wait until after the ice cream mixture is cooled before adding this stuff in and then chucking it into the ice cream maker. So let's wait about an hour to get that going, or for you, in 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's now been about an hour and a half since I put that cream mixture into the fridge, which means it's now time to add the Baileys. I'm going to put half a cup in here. Let's pour this out. Now I realize that because there's some alcohol in here, this is going to reduce the, actually not reduce, increase the, what am I thinking? Let's get that in there. I think also, given my past experience, it's going to be a little bit more creamy with a few less ice crystals than when I've used half and half before. Alright, I think that's mixed up enough. And now to add the pièce de résistance to my ice cream maker, the frozen cream thing, clackinator. We'll just put it in. And also to add the churning device as well. Slip that in there. Get it going. And now I'm going to turn it on, and it's going to make a lot of noise. So plug your ears in 3, 2, 1. Okay, now to add the cream. Alright, now we're going to let that go for about 25 minutes or so, or until it's to the point where it's got the sort of consistency of ice cream, and then we'll come back to it. Okay, it's been about 35 minutes now, so let me shut this off. Now, normally when I make ice cream, it kind of expands quite a bit, and sometimes if I add too much liquid, it spills over the top. We're nowhere near that here, so that's either good or bad. The only thing is, this is kind of loose and not really thick at all. I'm going to try something, and I'm going to add some more cream to this and see if that helps out a bit. I realize time's against me, so let me get some half and half here. Another half cup should do it. Perhaps I underestimated how much the alcohol would cut down on the melting point. This thing's starting to get warm, so let's try it again. I don't know if this is going to work, but let's hope for the best. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes now since then, so I'm just going to stop things right now. I don't think it's going to get any better than that, so I'm just going to take what I have and dump it into my container. Looks kind of like soft serve in a way. So now into the freezer this goes. Make sure it's level. And now I'm going to let that freeze for a few hours, so we'll come back then and see how it tastes. Well, due to some procrastination and bad luck, it hasn't been a few hours, it's been actually a couple days. In fact, I'm actually filming this the day I'm supposed to upload it, so you're not going to get more of a fresh opinion than this. So here is the ice cream after a couple days in the freezer, and from the sides it still feels kind of maybe not mushy, but it's not totally solid. I mean, although the texture it doesn't feel too bad. I mean, it's because the alcohol lowered the melting point of this stuff. So actually increase. I don't even know. It freezes at a lower temperature because of this, so it's not going to be as rock solid. But that's actually not a bad thing. So let's see if I can get a little close up here of how this is. I mean, I literally just pulled this out of the freezer, and it's scooping up easy. Don't even need to thaw it, which is a positive outcome, I would say, of this. But you don't want to leave it out too long. But you don't want to know how it melts. You want to know how it tastes. So let's get right into it. So here we go. Bailey's Irish Cream flavored ice cream. Roughly 3% alcohol in this ice cream. Cheers. Oh wow, that's nice. That's very nice. It definitely tastes like Bailey's. I mean, you're not going to get a boozy kick out of this, but that's not really the point here. You see a nice flavor of a good frozen cocktail, if you will. It's very, very good. Good. I like this. I dig this a lot. Again, the only gripe I guess you could have with it is that it's maybe a little too soft. And again, that might be putting too much alcohol into this, so maybe tweaking it up might do that. But then again, you'd have to hit the right balance of enough Bailey's to get the flavor, but not so much that you got cold soup instead of an ice cream. And actually, I'm feeling it right now. They're having to take it out of the freezer for a while. It's actually freezing the condensation outside, so I'm getting a layer of ice on the outside. So that lets you know how cold the stuff is and how soft it still is. But overall, I'd say the Bailey's ice cream is a success. You just gotta get the right amount of mixture, the right amount of cream, the right amount of half and half. Again, before with other ice creams I've made, it slowly expands when it goes around in the ice cream maker. The alcohol has some sort of effect on that. So maybe just dialing the amount of alcohol right, just to hit that right balance would make things great. But it's still good. Well, that'll do it for another episode of Bryno's World. I want to thank you all very much for watching. You know the drill from here on out. Like this video if you love it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to be first to notified of new videos. Share this video with everybody you know if you think they'll like boozy ice cream. Once again, thanks for watching and have yourself a good one.